Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort, and we are here for another poetry discussion. Look, I have new videos on the channel Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays are for poetry. I am trying to broaden the discussion of poetry online, and I think if there's any way I can do that, it is by creating an immorette on Mondays for poetry. I also do new videos Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on my personal channel, a link to which can be found in the description below. Over there I talk about movies, I do nonfiction, I do goal setting type stuff. I do a lot of different stuff over there. I haven't really found a niche into which I think I should fall, but today's poetry discussion is once again on Charles Bukowski, The Pleasures of the Damned. The poem in question is titled Eulogy. Obviously, it's a very happy poem. Eulogy. With old cars, especially when you buy them second-hand and drive them for many years, a love affair is inevitable. You even learn to accept their little eccentricities. The leaking water pump, the failing plugs, the rusted throttle arm, the reluctant carburetor, the oily engine, the dead clock, the frozen speedometer, and other sundry defects. You also learn all the tricks to keep the love affair alive. How to slam the glove compartment so that it will stay closed. How to slap the headlight with an open palm in order to have light. How many times you have to pump the gas pedal and how long to wait before touching the starter. And you overlook each burn hole in the upholstery and each spring poking through the fabric. Your car has been in and out of police impounds, has been ticketed for various malfunctions, broken wipers, no turn signals, missing brake light, broken tail light, bad brakes, excessive exhaust, and so forth. But in spite of everything, you knew you were in good hands. There was never an accident. The old car moved you from one place to another, faithfully, the poor man's miracle, so that when that last breakdown did occur, when the valves quit, when the tired pistons cracked, or the crankshaft failed, and you sold it for junk, you then had to watch it carted away, hanging there from the back of the tow truck, wheeled off as if it had no soul. The bald rear tires, the cracked back window, and the twisted license plate were the last things you saw, and it hurt. As if some woman you loved very much and lived with year after year had died, and now you would never again know her music, her magic, her unbelievable fidelity. There's a few things to look at here, and I think where I want to start is by the difference between love and puppy love. What Bukowski is talking about here is not puppy love. This is not first love. This is not early love or innocent love. This is real love. What is the difference between puppy love and love love? When you love somebody versus puppy love. And why was it that when you were young, when you did have a high school sweetheart, all of the adults who met you would say, "Oh, puppy love." Just like that. "Oh, puppy love." And you thought, "Fuck you, bitch. This is love." But you didn't know what you were talking about. And she was going to leave you anyway because she was just sort of a bitch. And that old lady was right. You know, just by looking at her, you could tell. What was I, where were we? Right. Difference between love and puppy love. Love. Puppy love, you don't notice the little shit. You don't notice the stupid stuff this other person does. Everything they do is perfect. Why? Probably because you don't live with them. Puppy loves young people love, right? Probably because you don't live with them. Love, you notice all that stuff. And it still bugs the hell out of you. But you learn your way around it. You accept the thing. So another thing, small thing to be noticed here. See, this is part of the beauty with Bukowski. The nuance here slaps you in the face, which is a hell of a trick. The nuance here slaps you in the face. So, you learn to accept their little eccentricities. The leaking water pump, the failing plugs, the rusted throttle arm, the reluctant carburetor, the oily engine, the dead clock. These are things, these are faults with that car. Through that car having aged, and maybe not picking up on all of the care that it needed. Much like a person. Everyone has little things that set them off. Why? Because there was something in their childhood maybe that didn't get attention. So this thing sets them off, and you, as a lover, have to realize that and finesse the situation. But later in the poem, you also learn all the little tricks to keep the love affair alive. How to slam the glove compartment so that it will stay closed. How to slap the headlight with an open palm in order to save light. You overlook each burn hole in the upholstery. These are things which have been done to this car by someone else. That glove compartment's been jimmied too many times. The burn holes in the upholstery from someone smoking. These are things that some former lover has done to this car. Some former driver has put this car through. Not just the normal wear and tear of life, not little eccentricities born of some minor neglect. These are things that have been done to the car. There are little things that every person has had done to them through their lives that in some way make them who they are as well. These are the little things, the little brilliant strokes of poetry through Bukowski. And so the answers to these things, the way you slap the glove compartment, some physical answer to something. Well, she likes to have her hand held when I'm driving. The person, not the car. That was a weird one because it was an example of something that someone might like that was in a car. That's too much overlap. I've got to think of better examples. When we're grocery shopping, she doesn't like me to be in the next aisle because she gets afraid that I've left without her because her last boyfriend would get pissed off that she was taking too long and just leave. Something like that, you know. Something like that. But another small thing, real Bukowski about this poem. If you were writing a poem comparing a car to a lover, mightn't you be tempted to involve the tie between the lover and the license plate? That license plate's like a ring, right? Bukowski does not. Bukowski doesn't even say, this car belongs to me, like my lover belongs to me. No. Bukowski says, like a woman that you've lived with for a while, year after year. Not someone that he feels he owns and who feels like she owns him. They just live together. They love each other. Yeah, sure. No, hey, real love though. You know, neither of us is perfect, but we don't love each other. Or we don't own each other. We just love each other. He says, where's that line there? A woman that you, as if some woman you loved very much and lived with year after year had died. But another thing right there, lived with year after year had died. It's Bukowski, so it had to end in tragedy, especially when you go out and you mention love. How very Bukowski of it. It had to end in tragedy because, in fact, maybe, so a lot of poems are written with some initial spark. maybe that was the initial spark for Bukowski, the original thing that made him say, you know, I have to wave goodbye to each one of these cards and miss them when they're gone, just like I do with women. It would not, I do not think, be too far, too heavy an assumption to wonder if that was the original linking line between the idea of a used car and a lover. The fact that you have to see them go. That is all I have for this poetry discussion on Eulogy from the Pleasures of the Damned by Charles Bukowski. I do new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the channel. Mondays are for poetry. I also have new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on my personal channel, a link to which can be found in the description below. If you were here by chance but not by subscription, hit that subscribe button, or at least consider it. You've listened to an 11-minute Charles Bukowski video. And always, as always, remember that hitting the like button really helps me out here on the channel.